My friends, today is a moment of decision, a time when each of us must look deep within and ask ourselves the most important questions of life. We live in an age of uncertainty, an age where the world is changing rapidly, where confusion and fear grip the hearts of many. But there is hope, there is truth, and there is a message that has stood the test of time. As the days pass, we move closer to a moment that may define everything. This is not just another video, not just another message. It is an invitation, a call to reflect, to open your heart, and to consider what truly matters. The answers the world gives us are fleeting, but there is a greater truth, one that is unshaken by time, one that offers peace beyond understanding. You may be facing struggles, doubts, or burdens too heavy to carry alone, but there is a way, there is a light that shines even in the darkest night. This is the time to listen, to open your heart, and to receive the message that has the power to transform lives. The clock is ticking, the days are numbered, and the choice is yours. Time is one of the most precious gifts given to humanity. It moves forward without stopping, never waiting for anyone to catch up. In the grand scheme of history, every generation has faced critical moments, times of decision, reflection, and transformation. But today we stand at a crossroads unlike any before. The world is shifting, and each passing day brings us closer to April 15th, 2025. This is not just another date on the calendar. It is a defining moment, an opportunity that may never come again. Why does this matter? Because life is uncertain. We make plans, we dream, we strive for success. Yet in an instant, everything can change. The urgency of this hour is not about fear, but about awakening. It is about recognizing that we are not promised tomorrow and that every second is a chance to make the right decision. There are moments in history when a message must be heard, when truth must be embraced, and when action must be taken without delay. This is such a moment. Look at the world around you. Nations are in turmoil. People are divided, and confusion reigns in the hearts of many. There is unrest, uncertainty, and a deep longing for something real, something eternal. The distractions of everyday life often blind us to the greater reality that exists beyond what we can see. The urgency of this hour is a wake-up call, a reminder that we cannot afford to be passive or indifferent. Consider how quickly time passes. The days turn into weeks, the weeks into months, and before we know it, another year has come and gone. But what have we done with that time? Have we pursued the truth? Have we sought answers beyond the noise of this world? Have we opened our hearts to what truly matters? If not now, then when? If not today, then will there ever be a better moment? This message is not meant to bring anxiety, but to offer clarity. It is an invitation to pause, to reflect, and to ask yourself the most important questions. Where are you headed? What is the purpose of your life? Are you ready for what comes next? These are questions no one can answer for you. The urgency of this hour is a personal matter, one that goes beyond politics, beyond culture, beyond temporary concerns. Throughout history, people have waited until it was too late to make the right choices. The warnings were there, the signs were clear, yet many ignored them thinking they had more time. But time does not wait. And the reality is that every one of us must face the truth at some point. The question is, will we face it now while there is still a chance, or will we wait until it is too late? This message is for you, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by divine purpose. The fact that you're hearing these words means there is still time, but that time is running out. There is a reason you are here in this moment, and there is a reason why this message has come to you now. April 15th, 2025 is approaching, and with it comes a moment of decision. This is not about fear. It is about preparation. It is about being ready for what is to come. It is about choosing the path that leads to life, hope, and eternal peace. So do not wait. Do not ignore the call that is placed before you. Do not assume that there will always be another opportunity. The urgency of this hour is real, and the choice you make today can change everything. Will you listen? Will you respond? The time is now. In a world where everything changes, where beliefs rise and fall, where opinions shift like the wind, there remains one truth that has never faded. This truth is not bound by culture, geography, or time itself. It has stood firm through the rise and fall of empires, through the chaos of wars, and through the uncertainty of human history. This is the truth that has given hope to the hopeless, strength to the weak, and direction to the lost. We live in an age of information where countless voices compete for our attention. Every day, new ideas emerge, new philosophies claim to have the answers, and new movements seek to redefine what is right and wrong. Yet despite all these changes, the human heart remains the same. We still long for purpose, for meaning, for something that goes beyond the temporary nature of this world. And this is why the truth that has endured for thousands of years still speaks to us today. Many have tried to discredit this truth. Some have mocked it, some have ignored it, and some have fought against it. But despite their efforts, it remains unshaken. The reason is simple. Truth is not determined by human opinion. It does not change based on what is popular or convenient. Truth is absolute, and it does not bend to the will of those who reject it. No matter how much people try to deny it, truth always prevails. Think about the greatest leaders in history. Some were powerful rulers, some were brilliant thinkers, and some were revolutionaries who sought to change the world. Yet one by one, they have all faded into history. Their words may be recorded in books, their ideas may have influenced generations, but in the end, they were only human. They lived, they died, and time moved forward. But this truth, this eternal truth, has never died. It has never lost its power. Why? Because this truth is not man-made. It was not created by human hands, nor was it invented by philosophers seeking to explain life's mysteries. It is a truth that existed before time itself, a truth that comes from the very source of all existence. It is the foundation of everything that is good, everything that is just, and everything that brings true peace to the soul. Look at the world today. People are searching for something to believe in. They look to money, success, relationships, and even technology to give them happiness. But in the end, none of these things can satisfy the deep longing within. Wealth disappears, power fades, relationships change, and the things we once thought were important become meaningless. Yet the truth remains. It does not fade. It does not lose its value. It continues to shine as a guiding light, calling out to those who are willing to listen. Throughout history, many have found this truth and embraced it, and their lives were never the same again. They found a peace that the world could not give, a strength that did not come from themselves, and a hope that could not be shaken by the trials of life. They faced challenges, they endured hardships, but they stood firm because they knew that the foundation of their faith was unmovable. On the other hand, those who ignored this truth often found themselves lost. They searched for meaning in things that could not fulfill them. They chased after temporary pleasures, but in the end they were left empty. No amount of power, no amount of knowledge, no amount of earthly success could replace what only the truth can give. Now you are faced with the same choice. Will you seek this truth? Will you open your heart and discover what so many before you have found? Or will you continue to chase after the things that will one day fade away? April 15th, 2025 is coming, and with it, an opportunity to choose. The truth is here. It has always been here. It has waited for you, patiently calling out to you, offering you something far greater than what this world can provide. But it is up to you to listen. It is up to you to decide whether you will embrace the truth or turn away. The world will keep changing. New trends will come and go. People will continue to search for answers in all the wrong places. But the truth will remain just as it always has. And those who find it will never be the same again. Will you be one of them? The choice is yours. The world today is filled with uncertainty. Everywhere we look, we see chaos, confusion, and fear. Nations are in conflict, economies are unstable, and people are struggling with personal battles that seem too great to bear. There are wars that destroy lives, diseases that take loved ones, and circumstances that make the future seem dark and hopeless. In moments like these, it is easy to feel lost, as if the ground beneath us is shaking and nothing is secure. But even in the darkest times, there is hope. There is a light that never fades, a truth that never changes, and a promise that remains firm no matter what happens around us. Hope is something every human heart longs for. We may not always realize it, but deep down, we all seek something that gives us reassurance, something that tells us everything will be okay. The problem is that many people look for hope in the wrong places. Some try to find it in money, believing that wealth will give them security. Others look for it in relationships, thinking that love from another person will complete them. Some seek it in their careers, their status, or their possessions. But what happens when these things fail? What happens when the money runs out, when relationships fall apart, or when success turns into disappointment? If our hope is built on temporary things, then it will always be at risk of fading away. True hope is not found in things that change. It is not dependent on circumstance or on how good life seems at the moment. True hope is something much greater, something that stands firm even when everything else crumbles. It is a hope that comes from beyond this world, a hope that cannot be taken away no matter what trials we face. It is the kind of hope that gives peace in the middle of the storm, the kind that brings light even in the darkest night. Many people throughout history have faced times of great uncertainty. Some have lost everything: homes, families, health, and security. Yet despite their suffering, they held on to something that kept them strong. They had a hope that was unshakable, a hope that carried them through their worst days and gave them strength to keep going. They understood that life is more than what we see, that there is a greater plan, and that no matter how hard things get, there is always a way forward. If you feel lost, if you feel like the weight of the world is too much to bear, you are not alone. Everyone faces moments of doubt, moments where it feels like there is no way out, but there is a way. There is a light that can guide you, a truth that can give you peace, and a promise that can give you strength. This is not just wishful thinking or empty words. It is a reality that has changed the lives of countless people throughout history. It is a hope that does not disappoint. The question is, are you willing to seek it? Are you willing to open your heart and accept that there is something greater waiting for you? Many people resist because they think they can handle everything on their own. They believe that if they work harder, think smarter, or try to control their circumstances, they can create their own security. But the reality is, no one has control over life. Unexpected events happen, plans change, the future is never guaranteed. But the good news is that hope does not depend on our ability to control life. It depends on something much greater. April 15th, 2025 is approaching, and with it comes a decision. Will you continue searching for hope in things that will eventually fade away? Or will you turn to the one source of hope that will never fail you? This is not a small question. It is the most important question you will ever answer. The choice you make today can change everything. The world will always have uncertainty. There will always be challenges, struggles, and difficulties, but you do not have to walk through them alone. You do not have to live in fear. Hope is available to you right now, and it is more real than anything this world can offer. It is a light that shines in the darkness, a rock that stands firm when everything else is shaken, and a promise that will never be broken. The invitation is open. The choice is yours. Will you embrace the hope that never fails, or will you continue searching in places that can never truly satisfy? The answer is waiting for you, and time is running out. Do not let this moment pass by without considering where you stand. Hope is calling out to you. Will you answer? Life is full of choices. Every day we make decisions, some small, some life-changing. What we eat, where we go, how we spend our time, all of these choices shape our future in ways we may not even realize. But there are some decisions that go beyond just shaping our daily lives. They define who we are and where we are headed. Today you are standing at such a crossroads. A moment is before you, one that requires a choice, and it is not something to take lightly. Every person at some point faces the reality that life is not forever. We plan for the future, but we are never guaranteed tomorrow. The world around us constantly changes and nothing stays the same. Money comes and goes, relationships grow and fade, health is never promised. And in the end, we all must ask ourselves, what is the purpose of my life? Where am I headed? What will happen when my time here is over? Many people avoid these questions because they are uncomfortable. It is easier to stay distracted, to keep busy with work, entertainment, and the endless noise of life. But avoiding the question does not make it go away. Deep down, every person knows that there is something more, something greater that calls out to them. And when the distractions fade, when we are left alone with our thoughts, that voice becomes louder. Today, that voice is speaking to you. It is reminding you that time is precious, that your life has a purpose, and that you must make a choice. Some choices can be postponed, but not this one. You cannot assume there will always be more time. You cannot wait until it is too late. The decision before you is urgent because every second that passes is a second you will never get back. Look at history. How many people thought they had more time only to realize that life does not wait. How many ignored the truth only to regret it when it was too late? You have an opportunity now that some never got. Right now, at this very moment, you are being given the chance to make the right choice. But the question remains, will you take it? There are two paths before you. One is the path of truth, hope, and purpose. A path that leads to life, not just in this world, but beyond. The other is the path of distraction, uncertainty, and regret. The decision is yours. No one can make it for you. You can choose to listen, to open your heart, and to embrace what has been placed before you. Or you can walk away, ignore the call, and hope that you will get another chance. April 15th, 2025 is approaching. This is not just another date. It is a reminder that time moves forward whether we are ready or not. It is a sign that choices must be made and they cannot be delayed forever. What will you do? Will you take this moment seriously? Will you stop, reflect, and consider the path you're on? Or will you let another opportunity slip away? There are no guarantees in life. You may have tomorrow or you may not, but right now you have this moment. Right now you have the chance to choose wisely. Do not wait until it is too late. Do not let fear, doubt, or distractions keep you from making the most important decision of your life. Life is a journey, and every journey has an end. Some people live as if they will be here forever, as if time will always be on their side, but the reality is different. Time moves forward whether we are ready or not. Each day brings us closer to the moment when our choices will no longer matter, when the chance to change, to act, or to decide will be gone forever. Today, you stand at that moment. A final call is being given, and it may be the last one you ever hear. People often push aside the most important questions of life. They assume there will always be more time to think, to prepare, or to change. But what if that time never comes? What if the opportunity you have right now is the only one you will get? Every second that passes is a second you can never get back. Every moment wasted is a moment lost forever. There is no guarantee of tomorrow. The only time you have is now. Think about those who came before you. Many had dreams, plans, and ambitions. They believed they had time, that they would make their decisions later, but later never came. Their time ran out before they were ready. And now their choices are sealed. They can no longer go back and change anything. But you still have a chance. You still have a moment where you can decide. April 15th, 2025 is approaching. It is not just another date on the calendar. It is a reminder that time is moving forward. It is a warning that choices must be made. And it is an invitation to take the path that leads to truth, peace, and purpose. But the choice is yours. No one can force you. No one can decide for you. You must choose for yourself. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not let distractions keep you from what truly matters. You have an opportunity now that may never come again. Will you take it? Will you answer the final call before it is too late? Time waits for no one. Every moment that passes is a step closer to the final destination. You have heard the call. You have seen the choice before you. And now the decision is in your hands. Will you take this moment seriously or will you let it slip away? Do not wait for another chance that may never come. The opportunity is now and time is running out. April 15th, 2025 is approaching. Will you be ready? Choose wisely because this choice will define everything. The door is open, but it will not stay open forever. What will you do?